I'm Jean Newman-Glock, Viking's ambassador at large, and I want to invite you to join me as we explore all the joys, taste, and traditions of Christmas along the Rhine. In this episode, we'll visit Breisach, Staufen, and our final stop, Basel, Switzerland. This morning we've docked in Breisach, which is right on the edge of the Black Forest. And we've come up into the hills, into these beautiful vineyards. You can see the Black Forest surrounding us. This is the Missbach winery, a winery run by 7 generations of the same family. And as you can see, it's an organic winery, the sheep being part of the organic farming. They're gorgeous. Well, they're not real thrilled with me. They grow pinots, 3 types of pinot, as well as a little Riesling, so it's different from what we've done and tasted before. I look forward to meeting our guide and the owner of Missbach Winery. So let's go taste the wines. Saxon. Jean, thank you for meeting us here. Thank you for bringing us here.
Brought some blue sky as well.
Which is wonderful. I'm in love with the Missbach vineyards. It was just beautiful up there with the sheep and the mist rising and the sun. I know I'm going to love the winery, but could you tell me a little bit about it?
So this is a 7th generation family winemaking. Ralph, who we'll meet a bit later, is part of that long-standing family. They've been going here since 1758. But this town of Ebringen has been going in winemaking since the 700s. Since the 700s? Yeah. But 1758, when this family actually started, was probably the dawn or the middle of the Renaissance here in the region. Yeah, I mean, it was a really important time. The cultivation of the wine grapes goes back to even Roman times in this region. So long-standing tradition in this town and this region. And I see this beautiful old wine press here. I've only seen them along the Rhine, and they really bring back what it was like making wine in the 16th, 17th centuries. No machines back then. It was all hard labor, boot stomping on grapes and other things going through there. They tried to continue this tradition. They're 100% organic and 100% biodynamic here today as well. Can we meet the winemaker? Of course. I would love to. Let's go. Let's go. Taste it. For sure. Oh, this is the cellar. This is the cellar. Please. Oh, I see the 1581 and the well-worn steps. I love this. What a beautiful cellar. Welcome, welcome. Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Hello. Nice to meet you.
Petra?
Yes,
Jean?
my name is Petra. Hello, nice to meet
Ralph,
you.
thank you for having us to your beautiful winery and your vineyards.
Yeah, you are welcome. We are very happy to welcome you.
I look forward to tasting them, but just love seeing this exquisite place. It's a treasure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
What are we going to be tasting today?
We are tasting, it's named Grauburgunder. It's typical for Germany. And we taste Grauburgunder Charakterköpfe. It's a very special wine, and it's also in oak, and it's from 2018. So,
and it is a Pinot.
Yes, it's a like a Pinot Gris. Pinot Gris, yeah.
Do you know, the wine is beautiful, but the glasses just enhance it so much. And the pretzels.
Yes.
Somebody told you how much I love pretzels.
It's handmade wine in handmade glasses, so yes.
Oh, how lovely. Well, shall we?
Just enjoy.
Cheers.
Cheers, Proust.
Proust. Yeah, Proust.
Or is that just beer?
No, Proust.
No, it's okay for wine also, yes.
Lovely. Oh, that That's very nice. I may retract that I just want a little. This is really delicious.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is just so light and not like the Pinots I'm used to back in the States.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Lovely, very lovely. How many bottles do you produce a year?
Of this wine or in
Or
general?
of all of your wines?
Like 50,000.
50,000. So not, you don't export to the States?
Not yet, but
Not
maybe.
yet?
But maybe.
I would highly recommend that you do. This is very unique and something I've not found.
Ah, okay.
What's
Thank
incredible is they make 50,000 bottles of wine, but a very small team of only around 10 to 15 people.
10 to 15, and you bottle, you do everything?
Yeah, we do everything here. So we are like a little 4 or 5 companies in one company.
one company.
So we have the shop, the market, contact to the other traders, and yeah.
You're very busy. Thank you for
Yeah,
taking time to
Yeah.
introduce
It's
to
a pleasure.
us.
It's a pleasure.
It's really wonderful. Should we taste another, or do I get to finish this one first?
That's good. Move on.
No, I think we can do both.
I think we can do both. That
Yeah.
sounds like a
Why can't we
wonderful
do both?
solution.
The Missbach winery's history echoed the Rhine River's history in this region. Roman soldiers had planted vines and made wine to ship back to Rome. Medieval monks continued the tradition. The wine cellar we entered for the tasting had 1581 carved over the door and well-worn steps that must have come from the same period. And finally, the family we met, who for 7 generations have produced exceptional wines that I was privileged to taste.
Proust.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. After our morning wine tasting of Pinots, which was delicious, we've come to nearby Staufen, and I think I pronounced that correctly, to learn all about schnapps, and I think I pronounced that correctly. We're going to visit the distillery where they make schnapps and learn all about German traditions with it, the many different ways to drink it. So let's have another morning tasting. Let's go meet our host inside the distillery. Catherine.
Hi.
Jean.
Welcome to the house Schladerer here in Staufen.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you.
Catherine?
That was my first question. Pronounce it Schladerer.
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 Yes,
The distillery.
the distillery. It's the name of the distillery.
Well, I look forward to learning all about how
Yeah.
you make schnapps, but the smell of this Christmas tree was
Yes.
magnificent when I
Yeah.
walked in. But now I see the decorations, which are even better. They're small bottles
Yeah.
of schnapps, all different flavors, or
Yeah,
are they all the
different
same?
flavors, different fruits, like the raspberry and the cherry water.
I love the
Yeah.
decoration. Maybe not for the grandchildren's tree, but
Yeah.
an adult tree. Teach me how they make all these different flavors.
Yeah, okay, come on. So, Jean, we are now here in the mashing hall, and this is where the fruits are come from the farmers here near Staufen. We get the fruits, we mash them in these big tanks.
These are mashers.
Yes. And after 3 or 4 weeks, the fruit sugar in the fruit has converted into alcohol. That's what the fruit makes for itself. So the sugar in the fruits is converting into alcohol. And after 3 or 4 weeks, it's finished, and then we can distill the fruits.
Just give me a sample of the fruits that we're
Yes.
speaking of, and they're all local.
Yeah, the most of them are all local. The cherries are local, the plums are local, the Williams pear are local, the apples are local, and we have also the raspberries, but we buy them from the Carpaths.
Okay.
The Carpathian Mountains. Yes, we have to buy them.
Is there a certain time of year when they're in season that you mash?
Yes.
So you only mash when?
We only mash at the beginning of the summer
Okay.
until the autumn comes. Yes.
So no mashing now.
No mashing now. We distill in the winter.
So-
Because the fruits come from the tree in the tanks, and then we mash it, and after that the distilling comes. Yes.
So let's see the distillery
Yes,
next.
we
Is
go
that
to
the next
distillery.
step?
That's the next step, the distillery. Yes.
Okay. I
All right.
will be a schnapps expert at the end of your
Yes.
tour.
It's great. So we're now in the distillery, And we have such big copper tanks
Oh,
where
they're
we put
impressive.
in the fruits, and the mashed fruits come in here. We use the copper because it's the best material for heating up. And we pump the fruits, the mashed in fruits, over here and heat them up in those copper tanks. It's indirect heating, and it gets warmer and warmer inside here. And then the condensate goes over here, so it's
Okay.
not liquid anymore, it's condensated.
Oh, it's just
Yes,
condensation.
and goes over there. It's called the spirit camel, yes, where we have the condensate.
Yes.
And over here, it's cooled down.
Now, how long does it stay in these copper tanks?
Yeah, about 5 or 6 hours.
That's all?
Yeah, that's
And then
all.
it becomes condensation and...
Gets warmer and warmer, it condensates, and we take the Vorlauf, the hardtail, and the Nachlauf, yes?
Okay.
So first of all the Vorlauf, then the hardtail, and after that the Nachlauf.
Okay.
Yes.
You used 3 terms there that I
Yes.
didn't understand.
Yes.
Vorlauf.
Hardtail and Nachlauf, yes?
And do you have
Yeah.
an English translation for those?
The Vorlauf is a forerun.
Okay.
Yes?
Oh, the first run.
The first run,
Okay.
and it is because the mash is heated up, and it condensates about 80 degrees.
Okay.
And the bad alcohol comes first. So
Oh, the bad alcohol.
Yes, that this was first rising
Okay.
up, and then it gets warmer and warmer. The good alcohol comes.
Okay.
It's the hardtail, the middle run,
The hardtail,
Yes.
got it.
and at the end it gets the warmest point, and then you get the. It's not the bad alcohol, but it's not good alcohol. So
Okay.
it's the
So it's the
after
middle
run.
one that
yes,
you
it's
want.
the middle run that we want to have.
Understood. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
So now we go in the storage for the varieties and the specialities. And here we store it in ash barrels or stoneware tanks.
I can really smell
Yeah,
it.
you can smell it inside here. And
Oh, very strong. My eyes are watering.
yes, and in about 15 years, about 30% lower inside in these tanks.
30%
Yes, because it goes in
evaporates.
The air. It evaporates in the air, yes.
I think it is 30% alcohol content in the air.
I think so too. This is very high alcohol, which is inside in these tanks. Yes, it has about 70% alcohol. And after storing it, we mix it with water to have the drink alcohol, about 40%, and then we fill it up in bottles and it go to sell them. Yes,
So this is the final step.
that's the final step. It whereas the schnapps can get his aroma and can grow and like we want to have it. Yes.
Or we can come in and just sit and smell and
Yeah, you
I'm
can come in and
tasting
smell.
it in the
Yes.
back of my throat.
That's right. Yeah.
Is there a name for this wonderful smell?
It's the name is Share for the Angels.
Share for the
Yes.
angels. I love that.
Yeah.
So I'm sniffing some of the angel share.
Yeah, you do. It's really good. You also have that in the whiskey production, the Share for the Angels.
The share for the
Yes.
angels. You have very happy German angels.
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Can I ask about this man
figure, yes.
creature? What is he?
He looks here for the climate in the schnapps room, and it is in the storage room, and the man comes in with the light, and if the light switches out, there is not enough oxygen inside here, and the climate is not good. Also for you, because you drop down if there is no oxygen in here. Yes.
So he's the canary in the coal mine, but the creature, does he have a name?
No, we have no name for it. We haven't found it in any old books or in the internet. We are not able to find a name for it.
The
for this
creature in the
creature. Yes.
distillery.
Yeah.
Following our second tasting of the morning, we enjoyed wandering around the beautiful town of Breisach. Though there was no Christmas market here per se, every shop was dressed up for the holidays. That evening, we visited one of the highlights for every Rhine River cruise, the town of Colmar. I had visited several months earlier, but am so glad I could return to see the amazing transformation The entire town becomes one big Christmas market. Returning to the ship for our last night and breakfast was bittersweet, but our last visit was yet to come, and that was a beautiful, snowy Basel, Switzerland.
Sadly, we've just disembarked our Christmas on the Rhine cruise, but beautifully here in Basel, Switzerland, where we're having a glorious snow. We're going to explore the city for a few days, and fortunately, we have another expert Viking guide to show us around all the treasures here in Basel at Christmas time. Let's go meet her now. Magdalena, thank you for the snow.
This is incredible, right?
Lovely to meet you, Jean.
Lovely to meet you too.
This is beautiful.
It's Christmas time.
It is. It feels very Christmassy, very Swiss.
Very Swiss. This is our first day of snow in Basel.
We brought luck.
Yep, I believe so. I would love to take you around Basel, you and your team, and discover a little bit of this lovely city with a slightly charming of Christmas. What do you think about it?
I think it sounds great. I need chocolate, I need fondue, and I need a real taste of Swiss Christmas, because I lived in Switzerland for college and I miss it. I was here earlier, as I mentioned, so we're crossing the bridge into the old part of town.
That's correct.
The only thing I knew about Basel before I came was this hotel, Les Trois Rois, the Three Kings.
Correct.
So I know many famous people have stayed there. I'm not staying there this time, but who stayed there?
Well, in the suite, that is one of the windows that we have on top of it, presidents like Obama from the United States, the Queen Elizabeth II from England, Napoleon stayed there too.
No, Napoleon. That's the trail I love to follow.
I know about it. The Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones and the Dalai Lama. They have as well the only restaurant in Switzerland with 3 Michelin stars.
3.
3. So it's very important, and our Viking guests, they love to come there too.
They come and dine there.
Yes.
That's a real treat. I think I would like to dine. So tell me a little bit about this bridge. It looks old.
It's really old. It's dating from 1226. This is the Mittelbrook, the Middle Bridge. Used to be the only bridge all the way from Lake Constance to the North Sea.
Oh.
So it was really, really important for trading purposes, right? To connect one side to the other one in terms of land. So imagine how many movement of ships in the medieval times we used to have
coming
here.
through here, and why that hotel is so critically located.
Correct, because a lot of people used to stay there. Well, the building right now is more modern, right, from the late 1700s compared with the ones from the medieval times. But yes, this area, we are getting into the old town.
Oh.
In this side, Klein Basel, small Basel, where our hotel is located, and we are getting into Gross Basel. That is the
Basel.
old town area.
Okay, and I hear we're going to have a little exercise in a minute.
Yes, we need to go up the hill of the monster.
And then more exercise.
Yes, we're going to go up.
Up, way up. We're at a fountain. You've given me a cup and I'm not thirsty.
Well, may I ask if you would like to be a little bit younger?
Not at all offended. I'm 67. I would love to be a little younger.
Well, here in Basel we have 200 fountains, and all of them, they have potable water coming all the way from the Alps for us.
Oh, so this is fresh from the Alps.
That's fresh from the Alps, and I always love to say to my Viking guests that they are joining on my walking tour that we can get 20 years maybe of younger life. So
if we drink, I'm drinking the water.
Yep, yeah, go ahead. And in the medieval times, it's something special with this fountain too. The priest used to pump beer on the New Year's Eve.
So New Year's Eve, you would, oh, that is wonderful.
Imagine the lines all the way down the hill full of people trying to grab a little bit of beer.
I'm surprised they're not here now for the Water of Youth. We've come in from a beautiful walk in the snow, wet hair and all, but to the very cozy restaurant. It's beautiful here. And the minute I walked in, I smelled the cheese, the raclette, the fondue. Tell me about the restaurant and what we should order.
We're in the Valley Cercane, a very traditional restaurant from here, from Basel, very popular as well for the people that live here. It's dating from 1947. So it's a very well known around the area. And for me, I guess that we should share a fondue, right? The traditional
that's what I was hoping for.
We're gonna have as well another of the typical dishes from here, from the country, like rosti, and as well we're gonna eat a little bit of salad. The fondue is dating from really, really long time ago. The first time that somebody write down about it is in the Iliad from Homer.
Homer's Iliad mentions fondue.
Yes, the melted,
I wouldn't have guessed.
Right, the melted cheese with wine. But in the Swiss history, we have it dating from 1699 in one cookbook that you can see that this lady used to melt the cheese with pouring inside wine and some mushrooms too. But if you think about it, it's coming as well from the mountains, from our Alps, when in winter times, in the cold times, the people that used to live in the mountains, they were taking pieces of different cheeses, right? And the old bread to pour it inside.
So day-old bread and the leftovers, but now it's a gourmet meal, and gourmet from the prices too.
Correct. It's a it's actually the typical dish from the country, very well known around the world. I remember that in the United States, around in the 60s, it got very popular. Our Viking guest always mentioned that. So I guess we should try, right?
Let's order it. Prost.
Prost, Swiss-German way.
All right.
Salut as the French way.
Salut.
Salut Italian way.
Salut. We've made our way around Switzerland.
Perfect.
Fortified with fondue and wine, and with the snow still falling, we made our way to taste yet another Swiss specialty, chocolate. After tasting almost every flavor in the store, it was time to shop. I had been fairly restrained with my shopping until Basel, but I couldn't resist buying lots of chocolate to bring home. We returned to the market in the old city that evening, and while every market has been beautiful, they all sparkle at night, and the snow in Basel made this one all the more festive. As we left the market, we stopped, overlooking the city, for one last glühwein and a final goodbye.
Magdalena, we're leaving the beautiful festive market of Basel, but I wanted to take a minute here where it was quiet to say thank you for a fabulous day. You have shared expertise from fondue to festivals to history, and you've made Basel come alive. I really appreciate all your work.
Thank you so much, and I'm really, really hoping to see you back. Maybe in summer? What do you think about
I
that?
wouldn't mind summertime trying it for once.
Perfect, and I will maybe invite you to swim the Rhine all the way
You can
down.
actually swim in the Rhine.
Sure, it's our hobby, it's our fun thing to do in summer, so I'm looking forward to have you back.
I shall be back, and summertime.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Should we cheer with
Sure.
my last Glühwein before I head back to the States?
Prost.
Prost.
Salud.
Many thanks.
Exploring Christmas on the Rhine had so many highlights for me that a summary will never cover them all. Many were expected, but as so often happens, it was what I had not anticipated that will be my warmest memories. We explored Christmas markets along the Rhine River in Germany, France, and Switzerland. Amsterdam, our first stop, had not yet opened their market, but sailing along the canals and learning about the history of the region, beautifully captured by the artist in the Rijksmuseum, was a true highlight. We indulged in Glühwein and local specialties at every stop. The romantic Middle Rhine region was especially picturesque with snow falling as we sailed by the many castles. The international flavors and shopping in Rudesheim gave this medieval town a real international flair. Father Christmas and the children enjoying the market in Speyer in the shadow of the stunning Romanesque cathedral was a heartwarming highlight. Visiting the Missbach winery, run by 7 generations of the same family, took us back to the long history of winemaking along the Rhine. Ending in Switzerland with snow, fondue, and chocolate was a made-to-order perfect ending. I had expected to enjoy the Christmas markets and to learn about traditions from the wonderful guides. What I had not expected was to be welcomed at every stop as family. Arm in arm with guides, strangers, and performers, we danced, sang, and laughed with our groups of new friends. Christmas markets should be called Christmas festivals because shopping is the afterthought. Sharing the joy of the season with new and old friends took priority. So many brochures talk about, quote, traveling like a local. On this magical itinerary, you will have no choice but to be welcomed at each stop as a long-lost friend. And it will be the experience of a lifetime.